and welcome to the SmackDown preview. I'm Adam Wilbourn from WhatCulture, joined by Michael Hamflett from WhatCulture. Here to look ahead to tonight's episode of Friday Night SmackDown. But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube, where we do daily wrestling podcasts where we not review SmackDown, but also the show formerly known as NXT 2.0. AEW Dynamite, AEW Collision, pay-per-views, premium live events. We have interviews, roundtable discussions, and a round of the week complete with a bloody good quiz, of course, on WrestleCulture. As I said, though, joined by Michael Hamflett to look ahead to tonight's episode of Friday Night SmackDown. And a show that is not only the Royal Rumble go-home show, but also Fallout from Saturday night's main event.
I wondered why your salute was so stiff.
I am rock hard ahead of this weekend, genuinely. It won't go down.
Salute-wise?
All of them.
Well, all five?
I'm saluting down there and up here.
Where?
Down there!
That's a gross start to an exciting weekend, isn't it? Yeah.
I love this time of year.
Me too, by which I assume you're referring to the time of year where you can have one of the biggest WWE cards and me a week after a massive night out in Chesterfield.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Right, I'll ask you, the viewers. I read the comments. Nicholas does the timestamps. He is still recovering from an illness this week. He's kind of gamely come in the office on some days when he's been available to. So I'm not promising timestamps on his behalf this morning because he might still be sicking out his ringer for all I know. But on the off chance he isn't timestamping, I'm going to ask the viewers down this lens, or the listeners down your ears, right now, what you prefer, right? Simply, my hand touching your hand, speak up if you would rather us go straight to the SmackDown stuff and just ignore conversation about the night out we had in Chesterfield last week. Just ignore what we've been watching on the telly or what we've got planned for dinner. All that sort of stuff. The telly from 1996. Just, if you want us to just skip straight on to SmackDown, big Royal Rumble weekend, Saturday night's main event is all to blue for, just speak now. Right. So I gave people ample opportunity. No, I don't want any complaints in the comments.
We will limit it to 15 to 20 minutes.
Jesus Christ. Right. Yeah. Welcome to Friday morning, Friday afternoon, Friday night. Whenever you watch this, listen to this, and welcome to the SmackDown preview. If it's your first one, where we kind of talk about nonsense and trash as well as the business.
Yes.
And some nonsense and trash we got up to last week was as a result of some nonsense and trash on this podcast. There is deep blue law here, right? There is spy right law. Many moons ago, Wilbourn was wearing one of his lovely Chesterfield tops.
Represent.
I happened to observe the sponsor across the front. I like little extra details on football shirts. It's come up once or twice. I enjoy my wrestling gear.
Yes.
And that extends to football as well, right? Some of my all-time favourite sponsors include some of Sunderland's lovely, just straight-up Vaux across the middle.
Yeah.
Timeless kind of stuff. Danker on the Everton shirt of the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Paul Ryder Cup final. Sharp view cam on the away kit.
Classic.
That was what Cantona was wearing when he was booting that Crystal Palace fan. Lot of classics. And yours on the Chesterfield shirt is one of my favourite genres of this, which we're getting increasingly less of now in the world of gambling companies and just massive brands taking over clubs all the way up and down the football pyramid. I love a proper company, a company with roots to the place, splashed across the shirt. Like, there's not enough of it. There isn't enough of it. So when I saw Leangate Valves, I may live in the Northeast, but now I know where my valve needs will be met. And in fact, I know where many places Valve needs it because I had a fantastic chat about the distribution done by Leangate Valves. This is not a paid-for promotion.
Nope.
As a result of being able to spend significant quality time with Lee Pickering of Leangate Valves himself. And why did we do that? Because having heard the conversation on this podcast, which people will be skipping past furiously right now, he reached out to us and gave us the blue carpet day at Chesterfield.
Oh, it was so good.
What a day.
Yes. Myself, Hamflett, my beautiful wife, and my lovely son were invited by Lee to be in the 1866 suite for Chesterfield versus Port Vale.
I saw 2 goals.
I saw one, and so did Eric. He saw his first Chesterfield goal. Missed Port Vale's goal, to be honest.
So 1-0, if anything.
Yeah, so we won. 1-1. We saw a red card as well in there.
Good
we
drama.
Deserved red card, many people saying.
I would say so.
Certainly helped us get back into the game.
There was a questionable challenge in the second half that could have been a red card and maybe a GBH charge from the Chesterfield player, but referee missed it.
I didn't see this.
No VAR in League 2.
Yeah, prefer not to speak. But yeah, Chesterfield won, Port Vale won. It was a brilliant day out. Thanks again to Lee and to the guys at Leangate Valves for putting up with us.
All day they did.
And then we went out into Chesterfield. I showed you the sights, and then 5 minutes later, we just went drinking in Chesterfield.
So yeah, I saw the Crooked Spire.
What was it like in person? Like, I've grown up with that, but like, it must be like growing up next to the pyramids in Egypt or something. You're just like, oh yeah, there it is. But it's a wonder of the world, isn't it?
I would say it's better than the pyramids in Egypt. I would say it's similar to the pyramid-shaped buildings in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Huh?
Stay tuned for as soon as we can possibly talk more about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Crooked Spire. I often, the few times I've been privileged enough to go to New York, I marvel not just at the amazing scenery, but at the fact that people can walk amongst it all day and not be wowed by it. You know, like if the Statue,
Yes.
if you take the Staten Island ferry to work, as thousands of people do,
Of course.
you pass the Statue of Liberty every day of your life. You see Manhattan from the other side of the river every single day. Like, how long before it's just, oh, this again? I can't. It's so rare for us.
Yeah.
Every time I'm there, I'm like, well, I might never be here again. I need to soak in every single moment. That's Crooked Spire, basically.
Yeah.
When you see that for the first time as you're going from pub to pub to pub to pub, like, it's something else. And speaking of going from pub to pub to pub to pub, as we looked for some grub to grub to grub from a pub to pub to pub at a mere 7 o'clock at night.
Yes.
And we couldn't find one because some of the bars of Chesterfield had already turned into raves.
It was jumping.
It like there was sweat, streamer windows, sweat against the windows, strobe lights flashing at 7 p.m. So me and you were like, you had a few places in mind. I love going to a town I've never been to with a tour guide that is like a little bit out of date himself.
Oh, yeah.
So there's still some surprises for you, but you've also like, here's where I did
Didn't
that.
even do Chandler's. We'll have to go back and do that.
Okay. Here's where I did that. Here's where I did that. Here's where I did that. What is this? I love all of that, right? Like provincial UK towns shoot better than the big cities. Like, that's the disturbing truth. We are looking for a place with food, and Wilbourn's like, I've got just a place. So we started towards this place, and then it's boom, 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 and it's like, I don't think we're getting chips from there, pal. So 7 at night. It was absolutely bouncing. I was like, well, I am hungry. I love this. So we go to cross a road, and you take us off in a different direction. And then a lad just goes like, all right, mate. And our friendly Chesterfield resident or something. We didn't think anything of it. And then like seconds later, he said, hang on.
Yeah.
And then that was Glenn.
Shout out to Glenn, yeah.
A lovely lad we met who like had a bit, who like hopefully is watching today or listening today.
What the hell are you doing here?
What are you doing here? And he was right to say it.
Yeah.
But it was really nice to meet you, Glenn. Thank you very much. We were on our way to link back up with Lee, who said he'd come and meet us in the pub. I hope he's not regretting that decision still a week later.
He was on Sunday morning, let me tell you.
Well, funny you mention that because we also met your friend Miller.
Yeah.
Who you would, hello Miller, if you're watching.
No relation to Simon.
No.
It's his nickname. It's complicated. We won't get into it.
I love this because I only know him as Miller now and I might never know the story. What I do know is a few stories of Miller's past because you were regaling me of like, oh, we used to come here and we used to do that and now you meet Miller. Who's good. And Miller, right, he was like kind of, I'll probably not bother with a beer tonight. And we're kind of half cut at this point. So Miller played it completely straight while we proceed to indulge in, well, the Chesterfield local ale, as we found out this week. VK.
Vodka kick.
That's right. The first and the original. Very much the Fed of Alco-Pops, I would say. VKs.
Keep your hoochers.
Yeah, VKs were around in bars before I was.
Please drink responsibly.
VK Blues, VK Cherries, VK Orange, 3 for a tenner. So when Miller had smartly got the last train home, and it was me, you, and Lee hitting the purbs and clurbs, 3 for a tenner in Chesterfield. Like, I don't think you can get 3 for 20 quid because I think some pubs don't even sell it anymore. But they had all the flavours.
Yes, and just to give you a quick snapshot as to whether or not Chesterfield's stuck in a time warp, we went into quite a nice, a new bar I'd never been into.
Contemporary design, yeah.
They'd like revamped what used to be an old bank and made it into a bar called The Bank. Nice. It was nice, a bit fancy, you know, these screens on the walls. And what song was, what popular song on the hit parade was pumping out the speakers?
It was the former #1 hit by Ricky Martin. I think you know the one I'm talking about. Is loving your big fat boner. I think that was what it called.
That was what we became singing.
The words of the chorus. And then we're like, it's probably just because it's a timeless classic. Like, what will be on next? It was M People.
Yeah.
I mean, we were dancing.
Yeah, and I was doing my, hi, I'm Heather Smalls. That's my impression. And,
like she's in the room.
People were like, where's she gone then?
We did that for 3 hours straight in the car back with Eric, just kind of like illing and chilling.
Yeah.
And Anna Louise.
Anna Louise was really sick of our bollocks.
I think she loved it more the more the journey went on. I think she was just like, wow, it's like I'm live for a podcast.
What have you done today to check your tires work? I'd gone through a puddle.
Because it turns out the M from M people stands for mechanic.
Yes, that's the law that we have created for ourselves. And we concluded the night, we got ushered into another bit of the bar for some reason. They just stopped playing music and went, time to go. But the main...
I thought the night was over. I was quite stressed at that point.
Yeah, the main portion of our evening, and we met another guy in this bar, and I completely forgot to write his name down, so apologies, but thank you for coming up to us. He was so friendly. It was so random to bump into actual
messages on
fans
Twitter
in
or drop it in the
Chesterfield.
comments because it's so nice to meet you. But we were on the way then.
What was that bar that we were in, and what a unique DJ booth did it have?
Oh my God. So it was, I want to say, was it called Beach?
It's called The Beach.
The Beach, excuse me. You may have been to like a beach or a seaside themed bar in your life, but have you been to one where the DJ box is a speedboat? Because I hadn't before that night. No, I had not. I thought, seeing as it was back in the zeitgeist because of Ara's man, Luke Littler, I'd popped the breeze. And I wrote on my phone, as you have to do now, because the DJs don't listen to you. And I just slammed up against the speedboat wall. Green light.
Yeah,
I thought, this will, like, Lee and Wilbourn will like this. And he just looked at me with disdain. He was like, played it an hour ago. It was. He might as well.
No one cares.
He might as well have said, "Get out my boat."
Yes.
Like, it was amazing.
We had to make do with no, come on.
Oh, come on.
I have an amazing video that will never see the light of day. Unless maybe we hit if we set up like a Patreon one day and hit like a tier of Michael Hamflett pulling out all the moves to S&M by Rihanna on a bit of scaffolding that was in the bar.
This video, because I know my worth and I know my value, will stay on Wilbourn's phone, but I will make a deal right now. Right?
Okay. I'm going to play the audio of this in a second.
No, nothing gets played, and you'll understand why in a second. Not just my own shit.
That's right.
I can't look at it. Here's the deal, right? Remember this, isolate this audio, isolate this clip, do whatever you need to do. If this relates to you, we are going on a world tour.
Yes.
And I'm not just saying this to promote this, right? So we are going to be, and Wilbourn's going to be in extra dates, which he will tell you about as well, but the WhatCulture Wrestling World Tour will be in Manchester on March the 21st. I think check that quickly.
I'll get the date.
I'll be one day. We're going to go from Manchester to Belfast. We're going to be in Glasgow for the day of Monday Night Raw in Glasgow. We're then going to be in London for Friday Night SmackDown in London. And those dates, which I knew all along, are going to be March the...
Yes, Friday the 21st of March in Manchester, 22nd, the Saturday in Belfast.
Then a gap.
Then Glasgow, Monday the 24th, London, Friday the 28th. Do join us for that, and you can pre-register your interest for tickets.
The tickets and the venue information will be available very, very soon. And the capper of the WhatCulture World Tour will be in Las Vegas, Nevada.
What a conclusion.
On Friday, the 18th of April. We are currently just putting the finishing touches on the plans. Like, we cannot wait to share the information. Genuinely excited, but please circle that date in your calendar and join us for something big we've got planned for Friday, the 18th of April in Las Vegas, Nevada. And last year in Philadelphia, we were able to facilitate a situation where people could get like special tickets where they get maybe like the best seats in the house. I think there was like a merchandise offer, things of that nature, all that sort of stuff. There is a chance that we might have some sort of situation this year where there will be like a special ticket. There'll be general sale, and we want as many people there as possible to make it the best possible night. We feel like we're excited to give you one of the best things we've ever done over there. But if there is a special tier, and that is something we're working on, I will throw in anybody that gets a ticket for the special tier gets a look at the video on Wilbourn's phone. All right?
Yeah.
And that's never going on the internet, believe me. Right? And you're not allowed to record it on your phone as you watch it. Arsehole. But yeah, if you get one of those special tickets, if that's something we're able to do nearer the time, I promise you, like, I'll be there present so you can see my shame as you watch it. But we'll make sure that anybody that gets the flashiest ticket gets the
As you always say, sticks and stones may break my bones, but chains and whips excite me.
No, come on. Should we get on with the
Well, first of all, futureevents.uk/WhatCulture World Tour is where you need to head to pre-register interest for tickets. And tickets are available now for the thing we're doing alongside this World Tour. That is the Wrestling Club Night, known worldwide as Sweet Chin Disco. We did it last summer, of course, around All In. Mercedes.
Money.
Showed up. Prince Nana, Swerve, a whole host of other people.
Nana, come on.
Were there. And this year, Mark Henry isn't just showing up, he's DJing every single night. And as Hamflett said, we're not just doing the dates we just mentioned, we're also doing Nottingham on Sunday the 23rd of March and Birmingham on Saturday the 29th of March. I'm coming home, baby!
Second City Saints back in town.
It's going to be so much fun. And if you want to get your tickets for that, just head to dice.fm and search Sweet Chin Disco. Talked a little bit about it with Mark on my interview with him, which is available as a podcast right now.
We've given a lot of dates, a lot of links, and a lot of information there because there is a lot of stuff going on that we're extremely excited about. All of this will be continually streamlined.
Oh, yeah, don't worry.
As soon as we've got the ticket link for our sites, we're going to be getting that up to the people that have registered for the pre-sale. As soon as we're able to just announce the various venues and stuff, we're going to do that too. We can't wait. That's why some of this information is coming out the way it's coming out because we're simply just too excited to get on the road.
Oh my God.
Money in the miles. Lee, if you're out there watching this, I mean, you can let them know what kind of night they're going to have with these legends.
If you can remember it.
Out on the tiles. So I don't know if this is a good pitch or a bad pitch for the tour or not, but Chesterfield was absolutely goated. Thank you again, Lee. Genuinely. Thank you so much. And I guess this is a sort of extended pitch on top of that. Do you sponsor your football team and want to get your boys down for a day in your executive suites or in your, what do they call it, the hospitality suite or the boxes or anything like that? We'll watch the game and then a night on the piss with your boys. Get in touch.
We're selling the experience now.
I'm not selling the experience. I'm trying to buy the experience. Ideally your team isn't in black and white stripes. Got a bit of an aversion, but otherwise, if there's a kit you want us wearing with your sponsor flashed across the front.
Oh yeah.
For a day eating
Rent a fan.
Yeah, eating your posh pie and chips and then taking us to your nearest club, your beach themed or otherwise.
Rent a dad, actually, that'd be better.
Yeah, we're in. We're all the way in. Reach out, email, get in touch. Genuinely. Thank you very much, Lee. It was one of the most fun days. And if you've got any valve needs or lean gate valve, you guys, they do legitimately incredible work that Lee was telling me about.
Yeah.
They're shipped to all over the world. If you've got something, as Lee was explaining to me, that requires any kind of valve, big or small pipe, electrical, water, all that sort of stuff, there's a fucking good chance that it's a lean gate valve on there. So they're doing the work that you can't see.
I've got a tagline for them. I don't even know if this works because strangely enough, my experience is in doing silly voices on podcasts and not, hard graft. But guys, if you're struggling, don't blow a gasket. Head to lean gate valves. Are they the same thing? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Thanks once again to Lee.
John Robbins, the fantastic podcaster alongside Ellis James, a wonderful comedian and just probably one of my heroes when it's not really a world of heroes anymore, has this thing where he does this bit where he says, I think I've got the perfect slogan for any company and I'll sell it patent pending each time at the same company. And he applies it to every company and it always works. I'm going to steal, this is a John Robbins bit.
Okay.
I'm going to steal it and just see if it works. Lean gate valves, freedom you can trust. I don't think there's a company that doesn't work.
No. Right, we kept within time. There's the small matter of the Royal Rumble this weekend.
Oh my God, press a button.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
This is the SmackDown preview.
Oh yeah.
This is Saturday night's main event Fallout.
Yes.
But do we recommend that the people that enjoy this sort of coverage just hop over to main and find anything with the Royal Rumble logo on to listen to us having about 15 different conversations about it?
I wouldn't suggest that. Because they're all available as podcasts right now, and that gets me money. So, well, not me, my version of the business. They'll be available as podcasts to listen to, watch around about, or you can check us out on the main channel or whatever. There's loads of people
so much Rumble stuff we've done this week.
We talked a lot about the Rumble. We'll be talking a lot more about it on WrestleCulture because me and you have given our views on pretty much everything with Phil and Nicholas a little bit later on today. So we're not going to be doing too much predictions.
Full review on Monday. Live stream on Saturday with you and Phil.
Me and Phil. The jelly's coming back. And the C4.
I wish I could be there.
But yeah, it's all looking ahead to the Rumble tonight on SmackDown. you would anticipate more stuff with Cody and Kev. They don't really need to do anything. The belts have been raised and then lowered and then taken to the next city and then raised and then lowered. And they're going to be there on Saturday in that ladder match. But I suppose Owens might want to have his say about getting super kicked, sweet chin musicked, in fact. Because I saw some people saying super kick and they're like, it's not super kick, that's sweet chin music, man. There's a difference. Wriggled his jacket off before he did it. By Shawn Michaels, of course, last Saturday.
Yeah, it's Kevin Owens using that as evidence that the system is against him, isn't it? Like all the mechanisms are working against him, like they were all along. The golden boy is being protected, and I'm the guy you don't want to win on Saturday. Even CM Punk is looking past me when he's looking into your eyes, and what does he see? He sees a guy that doesn't have that winning mentality anymore, all that sort of stuff. Kevin Owens can build this perfect case that nobody wants him to win, and thank God he's got his best friend, Sami Zayn.
Oh, I love this wrinkle.
The only person in his corner he needs is Sami Zayn. He was the guy that was there all along. And I've got 4 words for you from the end of this SmackDown that have nothing to do with Sami Zayn, that have nothing to do with Shawn Michaels, that have nothing to do really with Cody Rhodes. 4 words are Human Shield Carmelo Hayes. Because Carmelo Hayes, like getting at the Rumble by decking Cody Rhodes on Raw, was such a Hayes bit of like, I'm probably in the bloodline, mate, if anything. And now he's thought, they've attacked me. Right, I'm probably in the main event picture.
Yeah.
I guess I love this character. I am
fighting
really...
Jimmy Uso as well tonight.
Big Jim.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens.
Carmelo Hayes.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Off the back of last week.
And their first match was a good bit of business.
It was brilliant, yeah.
Had eyebrows raised. So yeah, Carmelo Hayes is kind of
second match of the year.
He's jerk-offed his way into the main event picture, isn't he, of late? So I think like the idea of that mutating into the brawl that features Owens and Cody, because let's not forget, in the overlapping brilliance of WWE storytelling of late, Roman Reigns is the tree. A lot of Owens Cody is rooted in Owens versus the Bloodline.
Exactly.
So when Melo is out there and like maybe, I'm not suggesting Cody runs out and wants a piece of him, but let's just say it all breaks down and then you've got like baby faces and heels just pick their sides. The idea of like Kevin Owens, like, come on Melo, we got this. You got this. And like sort of discretion is a better part of valor. And Cody takes out Melo.
They just dropped this whole addendum thing that they did for a bit.
I don't know. It was the excuse to get them in the ring together rather than them signing the contract on the night, and then nothing came up. Are we forgetting something from Saturday?
I don't remember any. I've seen people tweeting about this. I guess they've just dropped that cold, because I hope it's not like no one can interfere or whatever, because you need that question mark hanging over it.
No rematch.
That's good.
That freezes Cody out.
I've had enough.
Loses,
yeah.
And Kevin then can't.
You're really still on this bandwagon.
I'm not, but like I'm trying to think of it both ways.
Yeah.
Cody can't get his rematch, and this is the worst time to not be able to get to the title. And Owens can say to Sami Zayn, "You cost me my last chance."
Yeah.
Like,
or get me in the chamber. You have to help me in the chamber now.
Because they're both Canadian, and you do the big thing at the Sky Dome. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, but the idea is that that's it now. Owens is frozen out if and when he loses.
Yeah.
Or Cody.
I like the idea as well of the SmackDown GM. I can't remember what his name is. Saying, right, really, this time, you two cannot lay your hands on each other tonight, right? If you do that, you're out of the ladder match. Like, I'll just replace you with someone else, even if you're the champion, because you ain't got the belt anymore. It's not going to happen, obviously. But, like, the rules are set in stone that, yeah, if you cannot touch each other tonight, because we've seen a lot of these brawls, and that's the way you get Kevin Owens going, go on, Melo, kick him in the cock again. Do you see what we did to you after? I know you attacked him and then declared you're in the Rumble, but he did put you through a table.
Total overreaction.
And then if Melo does that and obviously fails and gets his ass handed to him by Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens can say, you see, you can always depend on your friends. More Sami Zayn.
I like that.
Needling. By the way, have you seen what they've done to downtown Indianapolis?
Yes. Shout out to Denise Salcedo, who was the first tweet I saw. Have you seen the airport?
I haven't seen the... Oh, I know I did see the airport where you can,
The airport leads into the downtown. So the airport, and it was Denise tweeted this. She landed. They put like a big mural up of like WWE's in town for the big show. I remember that was... Clash at the Castle, Cardiff train station had it, and even that was enough for me to be like, oh my God, it's Fed City, baby.
We just love it, don't we?
Yeah, like the magic begins the second you get off your form of transport. No, they've got now like
I remember when we went to sorry to interrupt. I remember when we went to WrestleMania 35, there was just like, it's WrestleMania, there's going to be all over the town. But because it was my first WrestleMania, one of the first photos that I sent back to Anna Louise to be, we're in New York.
Yeah.
Was like just a pull-up poster.
Yeah.
I was like, WrestleMania stuff. It's like, yeah, they're going to be a bit bigger than that, mate.
Like, but again, New York City, a hard place to like leave your stamp. But they had like the banners on their lampposts and stuff like that. Yeah, it was incredible. So like the airport has a station where you can like see a map of all the events going on in Indianapolis. So if you've never been before, you can go and do this and go and do this. It's got a station where you can make your own signs. So they provide
really
like
like
the
that.
poster board and the pens. So like if you want to make it and carry it around, which I just love. And then, it's got the road map of the special streets of Indianapolis.
Pick a few numbers between 1 and 25.
Please.
It's time to play the game! Time to play the game! Ha ha ha!
WWE street signs.
Should we say that if you land on it, you've got to buy a house there?
Okay, where are you landing when you first get to Indianapolis?
Stick or twist, settle on it?
Yeah,
4.
that would put you on Seth freaking Road. I've done a tweet about this because I really like the idea of someone giving their taxi driver instructions.
I will twist, please.
Okay.
14.
That will put you, sorry, Michael Sidgwick, on Rhea Ripley Road.
Oh, I know what Sidge thinks of alliteration,
Yeah.
and I don't want to swear today because I want to save you some work because we've got a busy day. So I'm going to twist and I'm going to be stuck with the last one, yeah?
Yes.
Ripley Road. Is it an alphabetical thing or not? It can't because
No.
Seth was number 4, so this is as random as it
1
gets.
to 25. You've done 4 and 14 so far.
Right, well, do you know, I'm going to keep it in the 4s. 24.
That's John Cena way.
All right, well, I've been doing things the John Cena way for 20 years. So I guess I'll live on John Cena way now.
My personal favourites, The Miz's Awesome Street. Doesn't really work. What does is Cody Road.
Cody, and there's one that's even better, isn't there?
There's the Tiffy Trail.
I didn't even think that one, but that's great too.
But the best one, by a mile, is Yeet Street.
That's what the newspapers get printed, isn't it?
Yeah. I love it. I love it so much. Please do it in there's not many streets in Las Vegas, just that big one in it. But
Pretty much the strip, innit?
Yeah.
If you're going to Las Vegas, you want to be on the strip, and you certainly want to be kicking around at the top of the strip, right next to Allegiant Stadium. That's where I'd want to
anything
be.
else that around there?
Loads, but that's the thing with Las Vegas. So how are you going to have a central destination of places to go? You probably want to be looking for something that's
Yeah, I just don't want my night to be pyramid.
Stuff coming soon. Cannot wait to talk about.
And we could get in loads of trouble.
Yeah.
we can barely say this.
What was I going to say? Oh yeah, remember the Davina McCall dating show, Street Mate?
Yes.
Where she would run around the street, she would find us. Say we don't know each other. It's like Adam Wilbourn, you're looking for a partner? Yeah.
It's like the original Hot Tour girl.
Yeah, but way less gross and more consensual. I kind of feel sorry for the Hot Tour girl. I don't like those videos.
She did a crypto scam.
No, but she was completely roped into it. There's a good podcast called 16th Minute. I recommend you listen to it.
Oh, yeah, you did recommend that.
Yeah, I don't like what's happening. I really hate these videos where pissed people are interviewed on the street because, if that was us in Chesterfield on Saturday, we're in real trouble.
That could have happened. I can't remember.
Well, this is it. Yeah, exactly. Right? I don't like
Stumbling out of Einstein.
gross dudes with little microphones are always going so the first question is so what does your man like in bed? And then one of the girls, but I haven't got a man. And, what would it take for you to get with me? That's off. Sorry.
No, that
I have a
deserved.
real problem with those guys. Anyway, yeah, there was a scam. That wasn't good. She's associated with some terrible people, but I hope she's okay because she's been missing a while. Anyway, so Davina McCall would do this and it'd be like stranger A, stranger B. Literally just met on the street. We've had a conversation. Date? Channel 4 are paying for it, and then off you'd go.
In-person Tinder.
Yeah, very much so. Yeet, mate.
Brilliant.
You were yeeting, and then Davina McCall, we'll keep her, she's good. Davina McCall comes up and I couldn't help notice you were yeeting there. You must be a big wrestling fan. Should we just walk up and down the street and go...
Still Davina.
Yeah, and go, yeet, and then anyone that yeets in reply...
turns their head.
Maybe they're your soulmate, and then you go for dinner and you see if you...
Linda from the Traitors.
Exactly, yeah. See if you eat it off, and then who knows? It could be the start of a yeetful relationship. Do you remember how good it was in Philadelphia when you could just say yeet and somebody would yeet you back? And then you got home and it was it's rubbish here. I said yeet in the middle of Gateshead and I got glassed. I said, that's not the response I wanted.
I really like that. Speaking of TV shows, just to go on a slight tangent away from SmackDown, Royal Rumble, and Saturday Night's main event.
Not like us.
It was The Apprentice last night.
I've not
No
seen it
spoilers,
yet,
because I know
yeah.
you haven't seen it yet. Brian, I would appreciate if myself, Nicholas, and Hamflett could be Lord Sugar and his associates.
Yeah, that's fine.
Karen Brady.
Oh my God.
Oh, sorry, I thought that was the Apprentice theme. But
My wife says that about Tim.
Really?
Yeah,
He's a piece.
We've got an Oh My God button at home for situations just like this.
I miss Nick, but Tim was. Ever since Tim's been on board, I haven't watched it for a few years. Speaking of which, I'll get into in a second. But I thought he was more than adequate replacement.
He's very good. Claude was good too.
Claude was good. Not as good as Nick. You do know you're going to charge £700 for this soap. I'll leave it with you. One of the greatest moments in the Apprentice history, that.
See you later now, though. Locked in. See you later.
So, The Apprentice is back. I haven't watched it, like I say, for a few years. It's not changed.
No.
A bunch of idiots go. This time they went to Austria.
Okay.
And they had to sell like a tour to people.
Okay.
And they're crap. And the bits that I always remember is like, before that, obviously, they all come in and they're all like, I'm the best ever at the business. I'm better than Lord Sugar, if anything. Yeah, we get it. You have to talk a big game to get yourself on the program. You don't actually believe this, but I hate you straight away. I don't like the trait is I like people. I don't like anyone on The Apprentice ever.
Yeah.
But like his patter, I think's gotten worse. Like
Sugar.
Yeah, you know,
he's
they're like,
pits, man.
oh, you thought WWE's this more like this was bad. Watch The Apprentice, right? But you know, he'd be like,
Camels, you're the one giving me the amp.
like, Michael Hamflett, well, Mr. Ham, you made a pig's ear of this task.
They were like, he's so funny, so please give me a job. He's so rich.
So, not really a spoiler for this, but you're not going to get it. What?
Really try and get a sugar brain here.
What game did he make a new name for that one of the contestants tried to use to sell a ticket to someone?
Okay. All right. So
they're out there. They're desperate because they're selling overpriced tickets to a crap tour that they're going to run.
So he said, for example, I haven't seen this. So like the salesperson would be like, oh, come on, it'd be great. We'll have a kickabout. We'll turn it into a game of football. And then like Alan Sugar says,
perfect.
Football, more like kick you in the head, you stupid idiot. And then they all have to laugh. Okay. I'll go.
So lazy as well from the writers that he clearly has.
Yeah. I'll say, I don't know how the contestant has turned this into the pitch. That's not my problem. But I'll say the thing is long jump. And then Sugar's saying, the only long jump you should be taking is off a short pier.
Perfect. Very good. Not right, I'm afraid.
Okay.
So they try and sell this tour, and I'm not going to say the numbers, but like, let's say they were trying to start off by selling the tour for £500, and we all know how this goes. 10 minutes in, I'll give you a ticket for a £5.
£3.
So they're chatting to these people, and they're like, oof, a bit steep. They've already dropped the price. Like, it's a bit steep, this. And the bloke's like, bing, I've got an idea. He's like, well, I want you to pay this, and you want to pay this. Let's have a game of rock, paper, scissors, right? And the winner, you know, that's the price you pay. Spoiler of this, he lost, right? Yes. He sold it at less than cost.
Oh, God, right. Okay.
So they lost money on that deal,
Yeah.
right? And also, other side note, funny, someone else he'd sold a ticket to for a legitimate price earlier overheard this and went, what's this? You're selling tickets for a less price? I'll take that ticket, thank you very much. Yeah.
Good. There should be more of that on The Apprentice.
Get in the boardroom. He wasn't Michael. Michael, what's this I hear about your selling strategy? And he, yeah, Lord Sugar, right? You know, I just wanted to get sales. We needed sales at the point, so I offered a potential punter rock, paper, scissors. Well, it could be rock, paper, fired for you.
What?
You've got a team of professional writers for you.
Rock, paper, scissors, you're going to get cut if you're not careful.
Yeah, better already.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Jesus Christ, bro, you're rock, paper, fired. That's so good.
They all... What a load of crap.
Keep that in your back pocket, though, because I might be able to use that on an NXT podcast down the line. Remember, rock, paper, fired. Is it good now?
Maybe. But ahead of the Royal Rumble, of course, there is going to be a tag team title match on that show. It's DIY versus the Motor City Machine Guns, 2 out of 3 falls. I'm really excited for this because can they coexist? I'm actually intrigued. You've got Motor City Machine Guns and Los Garza teaming up versus DIY and yes, boy, Pretty Deadly. Tommaso Ciampa's going to kill him.
I like this. I like it more than the 2 out of 3 falls tag. I'll tell you what I like about that tag match, just really quickly, because I think it's the last thing we haven't talked about this week. I like that the Guns are going to wrestle in like front of 60,000
It's amazing, isn't it?
Like this Rumble number probably hasn't been talked about enough. This is going to comfortably be the biggest legit non-WrestleMania house WWE have ever done, and frankly, it's going to be bigger than half the Manias they lied about as well.
Yes,
like the audience for this is absolutely insane. And
17 hours ago, updated ticket sales. They've sold 852 in the last day to take their current total on tickets distributed to 63,696.
In the words of the late great Gorilla Monsoon, this is a happening. Like,
look at where the remaining tickets are. Might as well be in a different state. Who's that going to have the Rumble?
Yeah, but if they offer us a plane,
if we're going to fly us out there, yeah.
Oh my God! Like it's for
Royal Rumble last year did a pathetic 46,000.
For the likes of the Guns, it's just an amazing thing because they've like done so much all over the world, and now they're going to get to be able to tick a massive stadium off the list. Long overdue. So that's a nice element of the tag match making it onto the Rumble card. Otherwise, I am kind of more interested in the Pretty Deadly DIY relationship.
Yeah, me too.
And it potentially breaking down. I would expect them to win here. And it's either successful or botched interference to the Rumble itself that determines where we go next. Because if nothing else, I've been pretty critical of this tag division. And I think I want a Guns heel turn down the line for their characters. I think...
Off the back of the Rumble, I'd say.
Yeah. I think yet again, Triple H's insistence that he will, by golly, get DIY over on the main roster is like half and half. But what is working is this Johnny Gargano, good cop, Tommaso Ciampa, bad cop thing with Pretty Deadly. When the end result for Pretty Deadly is defeat to DIY. Like Johnny Gargano, if you want to shot the belts, you're going to have to do X, Y, and Z, without then saying, at which point we will beat you like that.
Or the alternative is even funnier. Tommaso Ciampa, they lose the belts and he looks at Gargano. What have we done?
Yeah.
And kills Johnny Gargano instead.
Batters him down the line. Gargano's been funny as a heel.
He's been great.
Stone Cold Johnny Gargano battering Apollo Crews last week, and there's going to have to be a receipt coming for that as well.
Yeah. He beat him, of course, on SmackDown.
Yeah. So I don't mind elements of this. But the Pretty Deadly injection into all this is the best bit.
I'm going to go for a DIY win. You can pin one of Los Garza. I really like them. I think they're phenomenally talented, Angel and Humberto, but they are in this match to eat the pin, I'd say.
I think so.
And I want like almost lifeless Pretty Deadly. We've won. Like that.
Or as part of this ongoing babyface in the Pretty Deadly, you know how they would like, and they've done this recently, in the TV matches. You know how they would often like have these really cool double teams, but it was never part of the finish?
Yes.
Because they were so great at cheating to win. They always had these really inventive, like, stolen wins, but in the body of the match, they had some like really good double team moves. Establish one of them as an actual finisher, and they get it done.
Yeah.
And you're starting to see...
Suddenly DIY like, wait a second.
Are they half decent? And the fans are with, fans back winners, fans are with them. Yes, you can keep them as clowns, but the idea is, whilst Johnny Gargano's thinking, we've got these two like idiots along for the ride, they'll do our bidding. What he's not noticing is that the people he thinks are stupid are smarter than him.
Smackers is coming to the UK.
Yes, boy. Oh my God, of course. It's going to be in London.
Yeah.
On the same day that we're going to be in London.
Yeah.
28th
We're not going.
of March.
It's probably too expensive.
We'll be
the show.
We'll be giving you the perfect place to drink before, after, I can't remember. But on the day that SmackDown's in London, we'll be there too, the WhatCulture live show. Check out all of our various social media accounts for exclusive pre-sale access.
I'm really
Pretty
excited.
Deadly going to win the belts there.
8-man. Yeah, I think it's going to be a really fun development. And I am looking forward to the match on Saturday as a like, you got 2 Rumbles, you got a mad ladder match, obviously. This is just going to be some good old-fashioned wrestling.
Some goddamn grabs.
And they're like you say, for the booking hasn't been ideal because it's been this weird sort of, given the rematch, they've got to do all these sort of semi-tournament, jumping through the hoops thing. You can't argue about in-ring for any of it.
No.
They've been brilliant. There is a title match tonight. Can Michin finally win the US title?
No.
She's facing Chelsea Green.
Yeah, in another... timeline, this just makes it onto the Rumble, doesn't it? But we are where we are with this.
Where's the stipulation?
Piper Niven is really finding herself as the chief of staff. A pitch that I jokingly suggested to Andy Murray over the desks the other week about Zack Ryder joining that security detail was then something that appeared online, and I think they might have even spoke about it. It was either Chelsea said, "Oh, that'd be amazing," or Zach said, "I'd be so good at that," or something. Like, also suited and booted. It continues to click. She's beaten Michin. It's she beat her for the title, and then now gets to get the revenge for the dumpster stuff as her first defense.
You'll get a nice near fall where like B-Fab probably gets involved to take out Niven.
Yeah.
And it looks like eat defeat, Chelsea's down, and they've liked this a lot recently, the old foot on the ropes sort of thing. But I didn't like, I'll fully admit, I did not like their first match for that US title. Aside from the finish, which was incredible, I thought it was a bit shoddy, but it's got better and better the more these two have worked together. And as much as fans love, she's meant to be the heel in this, but fans love her. Fans haven't exactly been against Michin and all this either.
No.
Coming down with like a kendo stick and twatting people. I still hope they do some sort of, I hope on this show if this is the last time, they step it up. But yeah, there's I think you could do it again. Genuinely, I think you could do it here, and then you could say, right, last chance saloon, but you're in a shark cage or whatever.
You love your shark cages, don't you? I'm trying to, as well, figure out where Michin fits, because I would say she's kind of, sort of, half gotten over a bit of late. Like, I don't know if it's just through persistence with the booking, but then it does show you what happens when there is persistence with the booking. She's been a featured character. She's been somebody that won't go away in terms of a title picture and title challenges. Like, I don't know if the audience connection is fully there, but there's a bigger bond than there's ever been with her. So, like, I think they're on the right track with Michin.
Idea. Mm-hmm. She loses here. Shenanigans. She goes back to SmackDown GM, can't remember what his name is, sorry, and says it's ridiculous. And he's like, I know, look, I'll make it up to you. Another rematch with someone in a shark cage or a dumpster match or whatever. And he's like, but I know that's, not enough for you. You've lost again fighting for this US title. So how about I sweeten that deal for you? You are now the host of the Royal Rumble tomorrow night, because I want you to introduce the rules where you have to be thrown over the top rope and both defeat need to hit the floor.
I mean, tick, all right.
Who wins out of Jimmy Uso and Carmelo Hayes? We mentioned it. We haven't given our prediction.
Don't know. Big Jim. Like, they've been beaten or no finish.
Yeah, it's probably shenanigans again.
Might be a screwy deal here.
Or they make it into that tag we've talked about with Cody. I don't know, actually. I would assume so.
Like, I know it's more of the done thing now, but I just... what I'm trying to work out is how much will they be worried about what they give away to fans, considering that so many of them will be at the Rumble the next night.
Yes, the Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis.
So there'll be the big free kickoff probably for people. I think they might just throw this one out, some sort of DQ.
Or make it into a tag with Cody and Kevin.
Yeah, maybe. Actually, maybe. Or like both, it's the main event and the house show main event.
And again, maybe Mello wins, because again, Cody brawls off with Kevin Owens and Jimmy Uso's like, you've left me again.
Yes.
Butter baby, I'm on a roll.
Good detail.
Before we get to the final match advertised for tonight's show and my sneaking suspicion about this snake, Damian Priest on SmackDown. We haven't had a chance to talk about this. He popped up there last week. A good move for you. I feel like him, Shinsuke, US title stuff could well be on the cards going forward.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Both things can be true. This is a sort of big move for him as a singles wrestler, just categorically separated from the Judgment Day and all that drama. Big positive. Slight setback in that it is abundantly clear that SmackDown is the B show again. Mm-hmm. Like, I would say the Fox years, they tried to basically have two flagships, because obviously SmackDown was a $1 billion show. Raw had to remain Raw. You can't just sort of sack Raw off. It's too much of a pillar. Now, there's simply no doubt. SmackDown is a 3-hour show that half the time Triple H can only be asked to book an hour of.
Let's go back to 2 hours in June, it's fine.
Yeah, can't come soon enough. Can't come June enough. So yeah, they felt quite laboured. The SmackDown roster feels too small and stretched for this 3-hour format. So Damian Priest has walked into that away from Netflix, the hottest property, the big time. Yeah. Even someone like a Cody Rhodes, the WWE champion, who last week was like, welcome to the team. He's on Raw a lot of the time at the moment because everybody wants to be there. Roman Reigns' last match was on Raw after having been a SmackDown stalwart all the time. It was on Fox, and so on and so on and so on. But you make the best out of what you've got, and this is Damian Priest's first opportunity to be the proverbial big fish in the smaller pond. Mm-hmm. He's had to try and be a big fish in the massive pond, and some like times it's felt like he's not quite big enough. There's kind of no excuse now.
No.
Yes.
You'll have plenty of time.
Yeah, yes, there's US title stuff that he can do to get going, but when the rosters finally shake out and when we know which belt is on SmackDown permanently and which one's on Raw and what the title picture looks like, Damian Priest is going to want to be back in amongst it. I think if he hasn't already, he will announce for the Rumble tonight, because I don't think he has.
I don't think he has.
But he will, and it'll be
Another world champion in there.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be, again, this idea that, like, wow, it's all big stars, even if we assume he's never going to win. So, yeah, have him announce, maybe find a couple of other wrestlers to announce and do one of those cliched Royal Rumble go home. Like Damian Priest throws, Nakamura's a good example because he's a champion, over the top rope. And if that happens on Sunday or Saturday, but yeah, I say that is
Sunday our time. It's fine.
Thanks.
Also, very quickly, another new member of the SmackDown roster is The Miz, who's got no friends. So I'm scrolling through the SmackDown page.
Okay.
Tell me when to stop, and we'll pick someone because he tried to make friends with Andrade and someone else who I've forgotten.
Is this to help him for when the Wyatts find him?
Yeah.
Got you. Okay, stop.
Pick a number between 1 and 12.
6.
That's ring announcer Mike Rome.
I mean, I could buy it from the
Mike
Miz.
and Mike on the mic.
The talk show. I'm almost tempted to stick. Because, do you know why I'm sticking? Because they're going to do Mike and Mike on the mic and a hot new segment on SmackDown. And like Miz is, like a lot of people are saying, the ring announcer, you're not going to get all the safety and everything you need from the SmackDown room with the ring announcer, and he's going to say, but Rome wasn't built in a day.
I was going to say, he's my Rome away from home. So
that's
both options,
reasons.
both good stuff.
I'll stick on Mike Rome, thank you very much.
Okay,
Yeah.
finally, it's Liv Morgan versus Naomi tonight.
Look, I hope your apology tour is ready if it turns out not to be her. You've set your stall out, OTJ, and when you talk, people listen. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I'd happily apologise if it is like Bianca and it says Bianca versus Jade at WrestleMania.
Oh my god.
And that works too. I had an idea for this. In my head, it could even main event. I don't think it does, obviously, on this show. You got big Rumble stuff going on, but like wherever it is on the show, Naomi wins, because I do think there's potential for Morgan and Rodriguez after they beat them, obviously, to potentially be the ones to take the titles off Bianca
like that,
and Naomi. Yeah. But regardless, Naomi wins or loses, doesn't matter, right? Don't like her. I do like her, obviously. She's the person behind the attack of Jay Cargill. What if, ahead of tomorrow, during the match, we see a car pull up? We don't see Jay Cargill, but the implication is she's been found out and Jade's back and she's getting her revenge on Saturday.
And it could be...
Because Naomi's in the Rumble, isn't she?
Yeah, so it could be as an entrant in the Rumble, or it could just be she's got to watch her back because she's in Indianapolis.
And Naomi has to play it off like on the Traitors, like, we're all friends. Hey, Jade's back. Oh, God, Bianca.
Get in here. Oh, and then somebody throws her out. Oh, no, I was so looking forward to us working together in the match. Yeah.
Yeah, is this the week that Naomi gets found out, or at least it's teased that she's... Her investigation has... that's it. Naomi's in the match with Liv, and Bianca's like kind of pressing the issue a bit with Bianca. Bianca's kind of pressing the issue a bit of like, we do need to kind of figure this out. It's been a long time now, and Naomi's like, don't worry, I've been doing all this, and she's got this big, like, I've been watching a lot of Suits on iPlayer recently. It's like a big folder, so I've got all the details in here, and she's like, trust me, I've got it. And then she goes to go out to the ring. And Bianca's like, oh, leave that. I'll have a look through it. She's like, oh, no, I don't want to. Someone else could come and steal it. And that'll be all my... I haven't got a backup copy. So I'll take it down to the ring. And she goes down to the ring. And halfway through the match, Bianca, she's like, I can handle this by myself. You don't need... You stay back here, if anything. Halfway through the match, obviously, Raquel gets involved. Yeah. Wears the sunglasses throughout the entire time. And Bianca's like, I'm going to come out and deal with this. And she fights Raquel and gets rid of her, KODs her through a table or whatever. And she's like, got nothing else to do during the match. I'll tell you what, I'll have a look through this folder. And she opens it up, and it's all blank pages.
Except for the middle pages, where some like magazine letters have fallen out accidentally, and they just happen to fall into the spot that say, it was me. Or it's invisible ink, and she's caught short and needs a toilet, and she thinks, I'm going to have to piss on the book. But luckily, that's what reveals the invisible ink.
And there you have it. That's SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen. And that is the SmackDown preview. Let us know your thoughts ahead of tonight's show, ahead of the Rumble, in the comment section below, or on X at WhatCulture WWE. Watch, you can follow both of us. You can follow Michael Hamflett at
Michael Hamflett.
You can follow me at Adam Wilbourn. Follow us all at WhatCulture WWE, and make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling wherever you get your podcasts from for daily wrestling podcasts. Myself, Phil, and Nicholas back later on today for WrestleCulture, hashtag Bloody Good Quiz, all about the Rumble, and we'll be talking all about our predictions for Saturday night. But for now, this has been the SmackDown preview, where we've talked about it being all the fallout from Saturday night's main event and the Royal Rumble go-home show. Can Michin finally win the US title? It's Jimmy Uso versus Carmelo Hayes. Damian Priest is on SmackDown. And is tonight the night that Naomi gets found out?
The SmackDown preview. It's got all this and Lean Gate valves.
I'll see you soon.